All right, another episode, Behind the Ridge, brought to you by Rhoback Media. We're here with an awesome guest, Armando Bacot, UNC legend, back for his senior year, coming off a first team, All-ACC, All-American campaign, but just an overall stud. So
appreciate you coming on.
Thanks for joining us.
Me.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We're here in Chapel Hill. I think the cool part is we look around, it's decked out in UNC gear.
Sutton's Drugstore?
Sutton's
Drugstore.
Drugstore. Picture of yourself dunking at Duke. Like, I feel like this place just screams UNC. Tell us about your experience while at UNC.
I mean, it's just been crazy. I mean, everywhere you go, all the stores down Franklin Street, you see things like this. And, I mean, it just makes this even better that we're doing it at a spot like Sutton's Drugstore, which is the staple of UNC. I mean, it's all these histories. You look at all these pictures in the background around here. This place been here forever. So that just really speaks on UNC. It's just a traditional school, old school, but you got to love it.
Got a little fun fact for you.
We like to kick these off with fun facts.
Let me hear it.
Did you know that UNC Chapel Hill was the first public university? Sorry. All right, take it back. Rewind. Did you know, fun fact, UNC was the first state university in the United States?
I had no clue.
Number one.
That might explain all the championships we got.
Cool. All right, so we want to do a little segment here to kick us off, fact or fiction. And we've done it a few different ways, but this time we're going to test you on your knowledge of yourself. So it's fact or fiction on Armando Bacot.
Okay, this is cool.
So, fact or fiction, Armando Bacot led the team last year in rebounds.
Fact.
You sure?
100%.
Whoa, why are you so confident?
I mean, numbers speak for itself.
Do you know how many rebounds you had?
712, maybe? Did I get that right?
Have you at 511?
Yes,
511, okay.
But I could be wrong.
511, I think that sounds better.
You broke records.
I tried to.
Yeah. Tell us about how did you become such a big rebounder?
I mean, it's kind of crazy that you asked. I really don't know because, like, when I'm just doing it, I don't feel like I'm doing anything special. I think it's just kind of just a feel I have for the game, and it's just I'm doing what I'm supposed to do every play. I mean, early on when I first got here, Roy Williams and Coach Steve Robinson and just UNC as a whole since the beginning, we've been known for being the best rebounding team in the country. So that's just something they always emphasize. So every year I just got better and better at rebounding, and I think that's why my numbers are so great.
Is that something that you like naturally take a lot of pride in, in being a rebounder? Or is that something that you kind of had to learn, like when you came in as a freshman, were you maybe not so natural at doing that or didn't like have it on your mind, or was it something else?
Yeah, I mean, I was always a great rebounder, but what really changed my kind of outlook on it was last year. When I went and worked out for the Hornets, I talked to Mitch Kupchak, who also played here and was a great player, one of the greatest rebounders too to play here. He told me to find something to hang my hat on, and he said he had an idea, and he asked me, and we both said rebounding. So that was something that I really tried to take to another level this year.
Is it effort? Is it positioning? Is it
I think
size?
It's just a mix.
What's the
It's effort, position. I'm really good at like wedging the defender and what an offensive player or a defensive player and kind of just getting that advantage to give me the rebounding. I mean, I think a little bit of athleticism and strength too.
Cool. Yeah, I'll take that to the rec leagues for sure.
I don't know if it'll help you, but
I throw a mean hip check.
Oh, you'll be good then. If you got the hip check down packed, then you'll be good then.
Yeah. After this, we can have a rebounding contest.
Okay, we can do that.
He's got a foot on me, but I got a mean hip check. So, all right, let's go to the second one. Fact or fiction.
Second one, fact or fiction. Armando had more offensive rebounds himself than the other four starters combined.
All offensive rebounds.
Oh, fiction?
Ooh,
It's fact.
That's a fact.
Fact.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say something to them about that tomorrow. Then I didn't realize that.
We had you at 164, and the other four starters at 137.
It was by that much.
Yeah,
Wow, that's crazy.
that's a mean hip check.
That is
That's
crazy.
a very mean hip check.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't realize that.
But this year, like, you have a new transfer, Pete Nance, coming in.
Mhm.
Like, you're gonna have competition. So.
Oh no, I already told him. I told him my rebound number is going up. I can't speak for him. Rebounding, that's my thing.
All right. Next fact or fiction. Fact or fiction. Armando had more career wins through his first 3 seasons than Tyler Hansbrough had through his first 3 seasons.
That is 100% fiction.
Nice.
100%. You know that. My first 2 years, I mean, it was up and down, so I know that's not a fact.
Tell us about that, Doug. Talk about your journey. Three years. First year wasn't great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, built each year. Kinda.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been crazy. You go to our freshman year, we were banged up, had some of our better players hurt. Cole was out for an extended amount of time. Brandon Robson was out. I even got hurt. So, and then you total that in with the going to the ACC tournament as the last seed. Won a game, kind of got momentum. I mean, I knew it was a long shot of us winning that tournament with us being probably the worst team record-wise in the ACC. But we go to play a game and COVID happens, and like it was just insane. And then you go to that next year, super talented roster. You got Day'Ron Sharp coming in, freshman, All-American, who played for the Nets now. Walker Kessler, another talented freshman who's with the Utah Jazz now. And then you had Garrison Brooks, too, who came in as a preseason All-American. I mean, it was one of those things where going into the year, I just knew I had to really bring it, or I may not be playing. And I ended up, working really hard during the whole pandemic. And then we had that season, made it to the tournament. It was still a lot of ups and downs. We had a young team. We had like 5 freshmen that played big minutes for us, so it was just kind of different. And then we had so many big men, so it was a lot of different rotations, and it was just a different team. But, I mean, overall we were a good team, but like I said, you bring in COVID with that made it a lot tough just because it was so weird not having fans. And you come to schools like Carolina to get the whole experience and the fans and to be able to play in front of those big rivalry games versus the UVAs, the Dukes, the NC States, and packed gyms. And we really didn't get to experience that. So that was weird. And then you go into this year, I mean, it was a great year, but even this year it was ups and downs early on, especially. Struggled with a lot of things, but our confidence never wavered. We stayed together as a team. And, I mean, we knew if we could just kind of get better and better as the season went on, we could make a deep run in the tournament. And, I mean, y'all know how the tournament goes. It's a lot of luck and a lot of different things, but we made it to the national championship and was one shot away from winning. So it's been a roller coaster.
I mean, you guys are gearing up for March Madness that year, and everything just gets shut down. What was that like for you guys?
Obviously, COVID sucked, but, I mean, for us, we like, well, we won't go into the tournament anyway, so I guess it's kind of good. Like, maybe they could forget about it a little bit, the season we had, just because COVID is coming. So I didn't have a problem with it because there was no tournament, so nobody made the tournament.
You guys stayed like pretty like up in spirits and everything. I mean,
it sucked just having to. I mean, they shut down school, so we wasn't able to be on campus, anything. We was all home for 7 months, so it was just different.
What did you learn about yourself and just playing from going? You're, like you said, at Richmond in high school, you were on a top team in the country. You went to IMG, national schedule, top teams. You were playing regularly, and then you go to UNC and you guys struggle at first. What did that kind of teach you?
I mean, it was kind of a shock for me because in high school, I won a USA championship, gold medal, national championship. I won Peace Jam. I won Adidas championship, state championship. I won at basically every level. So just going from that, I mean, I went back to my junior year. I had lost maybe like from my junior year to senior year, AAU and high school, I went probably like 65-2. So I went from winning like so many games to coming here and struggling. It was different, but I mean, I think it really just shaped me as a person and kind of just made me better, and I wouldn't really change it for anything.
You got to win at this level.
Yeah,
this one's
exactly.
Next. Let's go. All right, next fact or fiction, Pete. Hit him.
Fact or fiction. Armando can ride a bike.
Yes, I can.
That's good.
That's a fact.
Good to know.
Grew up riding a bike,
No, we're just messing with you. Fact or fiction, Vince Carter averaged more points per game his junior season than you did your junior season.
How many did I average? In the 16s.
16-3.
Yeah, okay.
16-3?
He knows.
Fiction. He didn't average more than me because he played on a really good team. I mean, he did not average more than me. He played with like some really good players, so I don't think he had that many shots.
Good. It's 15.6.
So I beat him up.
Yeah,
you beat him up.
0.7.
I figured.
Yeah.
That's good.
There's offensive rebounds, second chance points. That's the difference.
Fact or fiction? Armando grew up a Duke fan.
Fiction. I'm going to say fiction on that one.
All right, fact or fiction? Armando grew up a UNC fan.
Fiction.
Nice. Nice. I love that.
But you're from Richmond. You VCU's in
VCU,
in
yeah,
your
I rooted
backyard.
for VCU.
You've seen them, become a awesome program.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to us about that. Did you consider going there?
Oh yeah, it was like I thought like VCU was right there. I really wanted to go there. I mean, I remember as a kid always driving by that billboard going down I-95. It's a big VCU billboard, and they change it every year. And I always thought like how cool it would be like me being a McDonald's All-American and be like I'm coming home from Florida. I mean, I played it all through my head because I really loved the run they went on, the Final Four run, and then Shaka Smart, Mike Rose, Will Wade. All great guys, have relationships with them, grew up working out there, watching them. And what they did for the city just meant a lot to me as a kid. And, like, I guess it kind of gave all us hope in Richmond, like, you could do something great. So it was definitely a school that I root for still now to this day, and my second favorite college team for sure.
I remember vividly watching VCU. I'm from Chicago, and went to their first and second round games. Were in Chicago that year they made the run, and one, like you said, Shaka, just the team so energized, it was so fun to watch.
Yeah.
But two, they had the best band in the country. Like they literally go crazy.
It's crazy. Like you go and play at the Siegel Center, like it's a setup.
Yeah,
you're not going out there with a win.
No, it was awesome. So I'm with you. I became a VCU fan as a result. Which was a lot of fun, and it's cool to see their continued success. It's not just a one and done.
Exactly.
They're back. Fact or fiction? Oh, yeah. Fact or fiction? Armando has more career points in college than LeBron James and Kobe Bryant combined.
I think that's a fact. I was a lot
fact.
better college basketball player than him.
That's a big fact.
Way better college basketball player than him.
How's that feel?
I mean, good. I mean, especially just all the adversity I went through and to still even be better than them. Was struggling my first year in college. I mean, it's amazing.
That's awesome. Who do you think would have made a better Tar Heel?
They both definitely wanted to come here, but, I mean, you got to say LeBron. I think just the time he would have came in 2003, and they won a championship in 2005, but he would have been playing with a lot of those guys that was on that championship team, so they would have had a crazy team.
All right, hit him with the next one, Pete.
Fact or fiction? Armando had a higher field goal shooting percentage his junior season than MJ did his junior season.
Oh, facts.
Oh,
facts. I got some all-time field goal percentages here.
That's big time. Not many people have statistical. I don't even know what it's called, but just stats better than MJ. Like that's the GOAT right there.
When you think
is it the GOAT?
Yeah, him and LeBron, 1A, 1B.
When you think of something like that, like what does that what does that mean to you?
Yeah, it's still kind of crazy just looking at it to just even be wearing the same uniform as all these great players. And I guess, I don't know, what's crazy, what I always think about all the time is just that Michael Jordan knows who I am.
Yeah.
I think that's just a crazy thing. And all the former players that play here, like, they watch us and they know who we are. I think that's just awesome.
That's a solid flex.
Yep, it is.
Have you ever talked to him?
He came back for a game this year and we played NC State, and I didn't want to talk to him because it's Michael Jordan. You just never know what he'll say. So I'm like, I'm just be quiet before he humble me.
Well, next time you see him, maybe you drop that fact on him.
Yeah, I might got to.
Hey, MJ, just
I don't know. He might hurt my feelings though. I don't know if that's
prepared with something. He would come back.
You're off the draft board for him real quick.
Yeah, exactly. I need to be on his good side.
All right, next one, Pete.
Fact or fiction? Armando has drank from the old well on campus.
Fiction. I've not got a chance to do that.
What is the whole thing behind that?
I think if you drink from it, you're gonna pass all your classes or something like that. I don't really know.
Yeah, that's
but like the first few days of school, it's like jam packed.
So it's a big
it's a big thing. It's tradition. Like kind of like how UVA you run the yard or whatever. Yeah, it's like one of those things.
Allegedly.
I mean, you don't even have to go to UVA to do that. We kind of do that regularly.
Oh, okay. That's what y'all doing in Charlottesville?
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, Will does.
Yeah, I go for afternoon run. No, I'm totally kidding. But so the legend has it, UNC, you drink, there's a well, you drink out of the well. It's supposed to give you good grades for your
good luck.
Good luck, good grades. So you
haven't
drank, but have you still passed out all your classes?
Oh, yeah. I got great grades. Made Dean's List a few times. This year, I think I'm going to be a academic All-American, so I've been doing pretty fine.
Yeah. All right, last one.
That's you.
Fact or fiction? This is a good one. You can go against your coach here. Fact or fiction? Armando had made more free throws his junior season than Hubert Davis did in his junior season as well.
That's a fact. Just because I go to the line so much, I get fouled a lot. I definitely think that I probably got him beat in.
All right. Follow up. You made more free throws your junior season than Hubert Davis did his senior season.
fiction, he averaged like 21 points, so I'm not sure.
It's also a fact.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
you can hold that next
I'm
time
gonna
he
make sure
tells
I
you.
say something to him
Yeah,
at
next
practice
time he
tomorrow.
tells
Yep.
you go shoot your free throws, you say you too.
Yeah,
because
I got you. That's something. His percentage probably was better than mine, about a little bit.
Yeah, but we didn't count how many attempts you had. It was
Yep.
just how many makes.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'll say that to him.
Yeah, but how is he as a coach? Last year was his first year.
Yep.
Obviously, you guys went on the run. Seems like the team rallied behind him.
I mean, he's great. He's just such a good motivator, and he doesn't take it light on me. And I think that says a lot about him too, because you see a lot of programs in different teams where they show favor to some of the better players on the team, and kind of let stuff slide. But with me, he's on me 100%, and I'm usually the one getting yelled at the most. But I mean, me being a leader on the team is something that I know that comes with it, and I just respect him and love him so much for doing that and holding me accountable.
So I think the cool part that you guys both share in common is you've both played as in the Duke rivalry as players. What, in your opinion, makes a rivalry so great in sports, and what makes the Duke-UNC rivalry so great?
I think just because it's so even, like in the last 100 games or so, it was like 50-50, and that just speaks on the rivalry itself. And it's two of the best teams, 10 miles away. It's like a 10 to 15-minute drive there. So many great players, great coaches on both sides, great fans on both sides, historic arenas, everything. That's what makes it the best rivalry, I think, in all the sports.
In general, do you think it's the fans? Do you think it's the players? Are there certain moments that kind of make it all boil up into?
That's what makes it so great. It's like all of those, because you can think of all of the crazy fan moments. You can think of all of the big shots that happen, memorable matchups from players, Coach K versus Coach Williams, Coach K versus Coach Smith, Coach Davis. I mean, so many great different moving parts from it. That's what just makes it so special.
One thing I've always thought was cool is the proximity. I mean, the fact that there's two teams that are that good, so close together. I played lacrosse in college, and our biggest rival, we were both top-tier programs, Division II level, and we were literally right across the street from each other. And I think the one thing that was always cool with us is, like, we was heated on the field when we matched up, but we were so close, like, we're always running into each other when we were out, off the field, stuff like that. What is that relationship like? Do you guys, if you're off the court, is there a good relationship? Is it that heated off the court as well, or
no? Won't talk to them at all.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I was friends with a couple guys like Michael Savarino, that's Coach K's grandson. That was my guy, but he didn't play much, so it was like it's kind of different. But we don't talk to those guys. My old high school teammate Henry Coleman grew up in Richmond, been knowing him since I was 10, and Mark Williams. Never really talked to them much, never hung out. And we were so close, but when we back home, we hang out. But it's like once you step in this area, it's just like, I don't know, I guess we beefing for a good little minute until we done playing.
So do you feel you now hold the ultimate grudge over Duke and their fan base?
I think it's a complex question. Like, yes, I feel like it's more one of those things where it's your last result pull out. Like, they were to beat us in the future, we could say, oh, but we beat you in the Final Four. It's like one of those things where you could just always pull it out your back pocket. But, I mean, it's such a great rivalry, and there's been so many great games. It's hard to really say, but I think as of right now, as of today, yes.
Do you enjoy playing Duke more at home or in Durham?
Love that one, Will. Love that.
That's a great question. That's a great question. I don't know, because it's so great every time, because you storm Franklin. And
pros and cons to both.
Yeah, you get to storm Franklin, and it's just partying all night. It's amazing. I mean, and on that March 5th game, we play them every year on March 5th, March 6th. My birthday's on March 6th, so.
Nice.
Happy early birthday.
Put it in the calendar.
I mean, think about it. We won that game last year when we weren't even ranked or expected to win it.
Yeah.
And it's my birthday at midnight. So you can imagine, like,
It was a good night.
How fun that was. Yeah. Exactly. So
absolutely.
It's great.
Played video games to 2 a.m. It was sick.
I stayed up studying all night that's what I did.
Looked at the stars.
Exactly.
No, that's cool. I think, like, you have the best of both. There's not a wrong answer there. Like,
exactly.
You get to play in two absolutely incredible environments. It's almost more fun that the stadiums aren't massive, right on top of the court, and yeah, it's absolutely electric. Tell us about last year. I feel like you really blossomed as a player and as a face of college basketball. How has that kind of affected your game, and then also NIL on the business side?
Yeah.
And what are you looking forward to this year?
I would say basketball-wise, it just motivated me even more because I started to get a taste of what success feels like on a wider scale. So it really just made me work even harder and just lock in even more and even more. And then just in terms of like NIL and stuff, I mean, early in the year, my price was it was set at 1, and then it just went up a lot. So that was great.
Did that affect like your decision making when you were thinking about coming back?
Yeah, it definitely played a role in because I could, have a good amount of money and just be able to just not have to worry about money.
Do you have a goal in mind when it comes to like your NIL deals, the people you partner with? Like, is there like an overall goal that you have?
100%. I mean, I don't really partner with companies that I don't see it being a long-term relationship or beneficial just in terms of the partnership, or is it charitable, some type of charity behind it? Is it impactful? And I mean, I like to partner with brands where I can kind of learn the business aspect of it and like further my knowledge just on the business side. So that's really what I look for in companies. And it's tough just kind of navigating through it. But that's why I got a great team around me, because it's been massive deals I've turned down. And it's like, yeah, it's good in the short term, but will it help me long term? So it's kind of just trying to look at the bigger picture. And I mean, it's tough for a college kid. They're throwing all these numbers at you and you kind of just want to make the money, but is it really good for you? That's the tough part about navigating through it.
One deal that did put you in the spotlight was the Outer Banks.
Yep.
You're featured on Outer Banks season 3. Walk us through what that was like, production day, being cast in it, what your character is, everything.
Yeah, I mean, the Outer Banks, that was a crazy experience. Josh Pate, the Pate brothers, they went to UNC and they reached out to me. Them and Netflix just asked me if I wanted to be in the show. And I was a huge fan of Netflix, watched a lot of, not of Netflix, but of Outer Banks, watched the show, all of them. I know all the characters. So when he asked me, I was like, dang, like, is this serious? So then, yeah, I go to, it's shot in Charleston, actually, not Outer Banks. And I get in there.
We
and
won't
it's
tell
like,
anyone.
Yeah,
Nope.
it's like a
That's our
massive,
secret.
like, warehouse with, like, everything I had to get outfitted the day before, makeup and everything. And it's just so many different elements that goes into those type of things that I had no idea. So it was definitely a different experience, but I mean, I got to meet a lot of cool people in Charleston and great relationships that I'll have for the rest of my life. And filming with a lot of the characters, that was amazing too. And they made it so easy. The directors, Valerie, and she was my director on the set. I mean, it was just like you just having fun and just acting. They had great food. It was amazing. I have
Always good food. Yeah.
nothing bad to say about that. Only part that sucked was I was supposed to be in a lot more of the show, but I had so much basketball stuff to do, and obviously that's what comes first. So I really missed out on a lot of what my character was supposed to be. That's the only part that sucked, but it was great.
Is there like a way they were able to get you off the show? Is there like a secret, like, oh, Mondo's gone. Oh, Mondo got, where'd he go?
I don't even really know. They don't tell you. You don't, stuff like that. Everything's so confidential, so they don't really tell me anything. But, I mean, they probably figured something out.
Yeah. And then he went and played basketball at UNC.
Yeah, just straight to the point.
Oh man, that's funny. All right, so kind of looking back, you've come back for your 4th year. It's rare nowadays, with one and done, and someone of your pedigree. And what do you think you've learned in kind of how your outlook on college basketball as a whole has changed?
I mean, I think it's just amazing. Just like we was talking about earlier, with just kids being able to get paid, because you get a lot of great players back, like especially in my position too. Oscar Sheetwave, National Player of the Year, coming back. Like the last time that happened was Tyler Hansbrough, who went to UNC. Trace Jackson Davis, Hunter Dickinson, and even like the Caleb Loves. And you get a lot of great players that can come back and worry about developing and just getting better for that next level versus rushing and getting sent to the G League and kind of getting lost. I think it's just great for college basketball in general.
I think we're running a little low on time.
Let's
skip to
final segment. Yep. This is I guess this is a little bit of a tough question for you since you make so many free throws. Well, at least more than Hubert Davis. But top 5 free throw distractions.
So we've got a list. We've both got our lists. if you want to take
I
a
played
moment,
basketball for
try
a
to think
year,
through some things.
so
but
I have a decent amount of distractions.
I've
and
never played.
Since I've been in college, or just in general?
just in general.
Definitely the NIT. My freshman year, we was in Gonzaga. Every time we went to the free throw line,
Whoa. Is that thunder?
We got a little light
got that on
flicker.
camera?
Wow.
We got a little
that was
light
me.
flicker.
In my head.
Stranger Things.
Exactly.
Next casting.
Maybe it was upstairs. Still
Yeah.
life up there. But like I was saying, my freshman year at Gonzaga, they was just yelling NIT, and it was early on in the season, and like it really messed with us. But like I'm in the back of my head like laughing, but I'm like, they talking about us. That was crazy. 4, I would have to say, and I'm gonna pick on my coach a little bit. Jack Emanuel, when they went over to Duke, you remember the video of the guy in the Speedo?
Oh yeah, Speedo guy.
That was
We'll
crazy.
go ahead and say that's on both our lists.
That was hilarious. Number 3, I mean, you go to NC State, you hear some nasty things at the free throw line, but
Really?
gotta love them. 2, this year we played Louisville, and there was this whole thing of me tripping a player, which I didn't even thought I did, but you look on video, it did look kind of bad, but that wasn't my intentions at all. They threw like a bottle at Caleb while he was shooting a free throw. It was messy.
Oh, wow.
And then the number 1 distraction has to be yourself. I mean,
I
you talking
agree.
to yourself in the head.
That's a
like,
great answer.
I agree.
That's a great
something
answer.
you missed a few, and you just get in your head. So
Yeah.
those would be my top 5.
But that's like a very
Slim, yeah.
Yeah, because
Most of the time,
you don't
I'm
get
not distracted at the
Yeah.
free throw line.
Nope.
If I miss, it's probably something mechanical.
No distractions in this head. All right. Do you want me to go mine?
Sure.
All right, I'll go mine. Speedo guy for sure. I feel like that's just a classic. You can't go wrong with Speedo guy. I don't even know if this happens, but I just thought it'd be funny. The guy who barks, like if you just had a whole student section just barking. I thought that
Would be a good one.
I think that's
I gotta
hilarious.
give you that. That'd be a good one.
I think like if I'm
gotta
trying to
start that one.
concentrate, like 2 seconds
And they
left,
might do
game-winning
that.
free
They
throw,
might
and
do
I
that
just
to
got,
me
like-
because they get creative. Like I did a deal with Jimmy Seafood, who's a huge supporter of Carolina, and it's like a seafood place, so they always mess with me about that and like do crab stuff and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
that's good.
now with Rhoback, they might start barking at me. Or something like that.
Yeah, that can be ours.
That's my new goal is to get it like 500, 1,000 kids just barking. I think
Hey,
that's
but it's free promo for the brand, though. So
I don't know
you
where
be
to
mad
give you
at
that
it?
and get it started.
so funny. All right, number 3, changing the lyrics to a song. You're like,
As part
for
of, like, a
example,
chant?
yeah, you're not gonna make
Yeah.
it. No, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah. that's a
Or
good one.
like,
That's a good one.
oops, you miss it again. So like, I feel like those, there's probably endless potential, but those 2 really stuck out to me for my 1 year of basketball.
Have you heard both of those? At a
No,
game?
we used to do them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Those are good.
And yeah, they always miss, so I knew it worked. No, I'm kidding. All right, number 4, pictures of yourself. So seeing like just
Yeah, that's
yourself as a distraction.
they'll
but
use
instead
like the worst pictures of me, and I'll
Yeah.
be looking like,
you're trying to shoot and concentrate on
Yeah.
on the rim, but you just got like yourself in front of you. It's kind of
The big fat heads.
yeah, like that's
Yeah.
got to mess with you. And then final one, I don't know why this isn't allowed, or maybe it is, but schools don't do it. Like, why doesn't the band just like blast music during the free throw? Like, if I'm a band, like, why is
Yeah.
the tuba man not just going ham on the tuba?
Never thought
maybe
about
that's
that.
maybe it is a rule then.
never
I
thought-
guess if
Yeah.
you're not, I think it might be a rule
It
that you
might be a
can't do
rule,
that.
but that's my other goal is to change that rule. I would love to see a tuba man just go ham.
That would be great if the bands could play.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll go through mine. As somebody who has not played basketball, these are just things that I've seen. I've always found hysterical. Speedo guy, definitely number 1. The ASU curtain, I do think is like an
That was a
all-time
good one. Yep, I remember
yeah,
that.
Like that is just things that pop up when they brought Phelps.
Yeah, that was
when-
wild.
Was that like after he won a bunch of medals
Yeah.
at one of the Olympics? That was
He's won a couple
phenomenal.
before.
That was
Yeah.
phenomenal. He's
Yeah.
got a couple. Yeah,
That adds up.
only a few. I think this was a high school group or college. I'm not sure, but there's a video of guys giving birth in the
Saw that
stands,
once.
Naturally,
and they
yeah.
literally pull out like a
saw
little,
that
like a kid just.
I saw
growing
that.
up.
Yeah,
That's one of the greatest videos.
that'll mess with the brain.
Yeah. So one of my other ones too. It's this guy I do think is awesome. So up in New York, longtime Nets fan, Mr. Whammy.
Yeah,
Um,
I know about that
sits
one.
behind and he basically throws the horns at people and he just screams like good like old grandpa chirps the whole entire time. It's this old dude like him
Yep.
and
There was
his
some
wife both
science
there.
behind it though. They said it kind of worked though.
Yeah, like
works.
he's got like an insane record for like making people
Exactly,
miss. It's pretty funny. And then my last one, I might get some heat for this one, but just the classic clappers, just the
That is-
inflatable tube clappers that people.
That's so
Those are
soft.
I'm when I watch it, I can't
when
like
I'm
it
mentally
it makes
weak.
me cross-eyed.
Those
Like
are
I don't
annoying.
know how it's you guys can sit there and look through and,
Exactly,
and
those
not,
are terrible.
and concentrate. So I just think it's a classic. It's it's yeah.
No, I'm
That's
messing
fine.
with you.
No, that's
I'm
fine.
messing with you. All right. I promise not to do any of those distractions this year. And
Good.
if I
It won't
go
work.
to a game,
It won't work.
Well, yeah, because you don't miss. So
Exactly. There you go.
But awesome.
Cool.
All right.
Closing thought. I mean, any this season, any promises you can
Any
make? What are you
predictions?
looking? Any predictions? What you're looking forward to most, even if you want to take the safe route.
Just looking forward to being better than we were last year. So you know what that outcome will be.
Yeah.
Let's
There you
go. All righty. Awesome. Well,
Cool.
thanks for hopping on.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah.
Appreciate you having me.
Hey, those shirts look good y'all got on too.
Yours looks better.
Yeah. Was this a coincidence or what? Like,
I don't know.
That's another episode Behind the Ridge.
Subscribe, like, share, follow. See you next time.
Now I'ma say this one time, boy, and that's my word. We rock the shot to knock fire through.